Hello YouTubers and welcome to Nova's Talks with me, your host Nova Scorpius. And I know I said I wasn't going to do too many more videos on the whole job listing thing for Metroid Prime 4, but the most recent ones have been very interesting and pretty major actually, depending how you look at it, so I have to make a video on it. So the first one I want to talk about is Retro were looking for a product tester, or 3 product testers for Metroid Prime 4. And as you can see in the job listing itself, it mentions about testing sort of early builds of the game and things like this. This is very exciting because if they're looking for someone to test a version of the product already, it means they are way further ahead than any of us even thought. They must be like really far ahead with this game, because if they're testing already, then chances are the game is in alpha or pre-alpha, as people have been saying. And that's fucking crazy, because a couple of months ago we weren't sure if they were like just starting the game now or like what the hell was going on. I mean, Super Metal Dave and several other YouTubers, including myself, have been pointing out the fact that they're done all the environment work, so like a huge chunk of the game is already done. But now we know they're looking for product testers that suggests alpha or something along those lines. So that could mean that these people they're looking for will be needed or will begin their work within a year from now. So what that means is that Metroid Prime 4 could be a 2021 game. I've been saying it since the beginning that at the earliest we could see the game would be November 2021. And I stand by that now more than ever. In fact, by the day, I'm getting more certain that the game is a 2021 release. Shockingly, I would, in the beginning I was sure it would be like mid-summer 2022, but looking at it now, with each new job listing, it seems like this game is coming way sooner than we predicted. And that gets me incredibly excited. The Game Awards are happening in December, digitally of course, because obviously they can't have an actual audience there this year, but the Game Awards are happening this year, and Metroid's 35th anniversary is next year. So I'm thinking, what if they fucking announce the Metroid Prime Trilogy at the Game Awards and have it release on Metroid's 35th anniversary? That is wishful thinking, I know, but with all of this that's been coming out, it seems like 2021 is going to be a big year for Metroid. And obviously, if Prime 4 is coming out in 2021, in November, they're going to need to put out the trilogy beforehand to get people ready for Prime 4. And if they have the trilogy come out in August, that gives people a few months to get settled into it before they drop Metroid Prime 4. Some people would argue maybe you need to drop the trilogy like a whole year beforehand. I don't know if they really need to go like that further out from the release, but maybe I'm wrong and they actually dropped the Metroid Prime trilogy during the Game Awards to be released right there and then. I could hope, but as much as I'm excited, I really don't want to get my hopes up, because I got my hopes up during the Game Awards of 2018 and look how that turned out. And E3 2019, I was fucking positive the game would show up, and it didn't. So I think the Game Awards is going to be when we get Metroid news, finally. And I believe it'll be the trilogy. And hopefully, maybe they do what they did with Bayonetta and give us the trilogy and then maybe a new tease for Prime 4. Maybe a release date, or just a number 4 and November 2021 or something along those lines. Or a full-fledged trailer would be fucking fantastic if they do that. I know I'm thinking way too far ahead on this, and maybe all of this isn't as substantial as we might think, but it really does get me thinking, and I'm really excited about the possibilities here. The other job listing, which came out today actually, was for a storyboard artist, and it talked about the visual storytelling aspect of the game, and it mentioned having an emotional resonance with the audience and things like this, and people are picking up on the fact that this implies Metroid Prime 4 has a heavy emotional theme to it. It's going to be very story based, but this isn't anything new. We've known this since the beginning. In fact, even the previous job listings have hinted at this, and even beforehand, if you go back to 2016, Kensuke Tanabe was saying he wanted Prime 4 to be about Samus and Psylocke, just the two of them. If this is true, then there's your explanation. It's going to be about these two characters, which really gets me thinking about Psylocke, because who is this character actually? I'm still holding on to the theory that he's Samus's brother, because I wholeheartedly believe that. If he is, it gives you a chance to explore Samus's past, her feelings about certain things, how she feels about her brother now, especially that she has to fight him. It lets you explore different things, and maybe, unlikely here, but I would love if we got to explore K2L, Samus's homeworld in the manga. If we got to do that, oh my god, that would be like, that would definitely deliver an emotional impact. I don't think they will give K2L. I'm sure they'll come up with something emotional, but it'll probably be more unique planets or something, but I have my fingers crossed. Anything is possible at this point, the way I see it, but of course, you know, Psylocke could be anyone else. He could be a brand new character we've never heard before who was important in her past, and that's probably what they go for, but the fact is, this is going to be a really intimate and emotional story, so obviously keep in mind that Psylocke as a character has to have some significance to Samus's past. Or maybe it's not Psylocke, maybe it's another character, but based on Tanabe's words, it would seem that Psylocke is going to be the one that's perpetuating the emotional turmoil of this game. And, you know, some people are pointing out that this doesn't exactly mean that the game's going to be very emotional either. Some people are pointing out that this is very kind of basic for job listings, that most games say this kind of thing. It's just sort of a general thing to put down in hiring. And that's highly possible as well, especially given how the previous Prime Trilogy went, but we already know they're going for a really heavy story with Prime 4, and we know it's going to be about these two characters, so it makes perfect sense. Everything is starting to align, and I can't believe it. Day by day, we are getting closer and closer to Metroid Prime 4, and to be honest, in case you couldn't tell, it's starting to freak me out a bit, because for the longest time, Metroid Prime 4 was just a rumor. It was just speculation among fans. It was just a hope, a dream. It seemed like during the Wii U era, this is something that would like never happen. It was a pipe dream, you know. Oh, they'll never make a Prime 4 because they ended off the trilogy. And yet, here we are in 2020, and we may possibly be a year out from the release of the game. Or even if it's not come out in 2021, possible it could be November 2022 if they want to give themselves that extra leeway. But you have to keep in mind, at that point, Nintendo are going to be getting ready for their next console launch. And obviously Nintendo want to get Prime 4 out as soon as possible. And as we've seen, Retro are fast at work with this game. They're trying to get it out as quick as possible. And they're getting it out quicker than we could have imagined. Some people might be getting worried about this, that this potentially means the game will turn out rushed, it'll turn out bad, and the story will be messed up, and the gameplay will suck like Other M or whatever. Put those fears aside. As we've seen from the job listings, Retro are hiring insane talent. They're not rushing the game in that sense because they have so many people on it. The fact that they have way more people than they've probably had on any Metroid game ever helps to speed things along. So don't worry, they're not rushing it deliberately with fewer people and skipping over things. Every ground is being covered here. Nintendo have spent a massive amount of money on this game, and Nintendo must really believe that this game can do well if they're willing to really go all out with this game. And I think Retro are hard at work, and they're going to drop this game pretty soon. I'm holding on to it. In fact, at this point, I would almost bet money. November 2021. Now, of course, there's a possibility the Game Awards tell us it's like a November 2022 or some shit, but I don't know. I feel like the Game Awards is finally going to give us something for Metroid, and this is all very exciting. I don't really have like anything else to say about the job listings. Most of this video is just me getting excited over this possibility, but I'm sure some of you are like losing your minds over this as well, because we are so close to this game. Like, within the next year, potentially, we could be holding Metroid Prime 4 in our hands. I could have Metroid Prime 4 on this desk in front of you in November of next year. It's crazy, and I'm really hoping everything goes well and that everything proceeds smoothly. And yeah, other than the Game Awards, if they don't show it there, I don't know when we'll see the game again. Definitely by E3, assuming E3 happens next year, but either they'll show it at the Game Awards or they'll do like what they've been doing with Paper Mario and stuff. They'll drop a random Nintendo Direct in March or something, or even June if E3 doesn't happen. But I think by summer of next year we will have seen this game. A fully fledged trailer and a release date for sure. And it's going to be worth the wait. It is going to be worth everything. And to be honest, I am really excited to do a trailer reaction for when we do get something for this game, because holy shit, like, I am going to lose my mind. I'm definitely going to cry when I see that trailer. I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to be running around this room and jumping around my knees like Edeka was when he saw the game, or when tons of other people saw this game in 2017. And I am really excited for that. It's the day I've been waiting for the longest time. But yeah, that is the current news on Metroid Prime 4. It'll probably be very soon before I have to do another video on it, but hey, we're getting close and that's what matters. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How do you feel about all of this news? Do you think Metroid Prime 4 is in alpha? What do you think of all this product testing stuff? What do you make of the whole emotional storytelling aspect? Do you think we'll see Prime 4 or the Trilogy at the Game Awards? When do you think we'll see the trailer? If not, I want to hear everything you have to say down in the comment section below. And yeah, with that all said, thank you all for watching and please subscribe. Novus Corvius out.